Have you ever been so angry that you acted on impulse, only to regret it later? Maybe you said something you didn't mean. Maybe you slammed a door or walked away from a conversation you needed to have. Anger has a way of making us feel powerful in the moment, but when we let it control us, it often leaves destruction behind. But here's something most people never realize. Anger itself is not the problem. The problem is how we choose to handle it. Today, I want to challenge you to shift your perspective. Instead of expressing anger through actions that create chaos, what if you learn to explain it? Let's dive into it. 1. The difference between expression and explanation. When most people get angry, they express it through yelling, ignoring, shutting down, or even acting out physically. It's a raw reaction, an emotional explosion. But what does it actually accomplish? It makes others defensive, escalates conflict, and leaves everyone feeling worse. Now, think about explaining your anger. This means taking a step back and putting words to what you feel. Instead of yelling, you say, "I feel frustrated because," instead of walking away in silence, you say, "I need a moment to think, but I want to talk about this." See the difference? One reaction burns bridges. The other builds understanding. 2. Why we struggle to explain our anger. Many of us were never taught how to communicate anger properly. Maybe you grew up in a home where people yelled or where emotions were ignored. So, now you either explode or shut down because that's what you know. But here's the thing. Your past doesn't have to dictate your future. Emotional control is a skill, and like any skill, you can learn it. It starts with self-awareness. Before reacting, ask yourself, what am I really upset about? Is my anger coming from this moment, or is it built up from past experiences? What outcome do I actually want from this situation? The goal isn't to suppress anger. It's to understand it. 3. The power of words over actions. When you express anger recklessly, you give up control. You let emotions dictate your choices. But when you explain your anger, you take control back. You turn an emotional reaction into a productive conversation. Think about it. Which has more impact? Yelling, "You never listen to me," or calmly saying, "When I feel unheard, it frustrates me. Can we talk about this?" One invites conflict. The other invites a solution. 4. How to practice explaining, not expressing. So, how do you train yourself to explain anger instead of reacting emotionally? Here are 3 simple steps. Step 1. Pause before you react. When anger rises, take a deep breath. Count to 5. Remind yourself that you are in control. That brief pause gives your mind time to shift from reaction to response. Step 2. Name the emotion behind the anger. Anger is usually a surface emotion. Beneath it could be hurt, disappointment, or fear. Before speaking, identify what you're really feeling. Instead of saying, "I'm mad," try, "I feel hurt because." Step 3. Communicate with clarity. Use words that bring understanding, not more conflict. Speak calmly, stay on topic, and focus on resolution. Remember, the goal isn't to win the argument. It's to be understood and to understand the other person. 5. The real strength in emotional control. Some people think controlling anger makes them weak. But the truth? It takes far more strength to stay calm and communicate than it does to lash out. Weakness is being controlled by emotions. Strength is mastering them. So, the next time you feel anger rising, remember, you have a choice. Will you let it control you, or will you take control by explaining it? Your response will shape your relationships, your peace of mind, and ultimately, your success in life. Anger doesn't have to be a weapon. It can be a tool. Use it wisely.